Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist Barbecue. I'm Jeremy Yoder, and today I'm going to show you how to make a perfect smoked turkey for your Thanksgiving dinner. If you're new here and you find that you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful to you, be sure to subscribe down below and then turn notifications on so you get all the new videos that I put out. Let's get some things out of the way first. I know it's been a long time since I've posted regular content, and there are a number of reasons as to why that is. Now, the first thing is I've been working on a number of projects, and you can see one of them right here. And this has been something I've been trying to do for a long time, and I'm really excited about it. As you can see, I have leather swatches here from different things that I've been trying out, and this is a prototype of the aprons that I'll be making. And so we have 3 different colors. We have functional pockets on here. So this is a Thermapen pocket. You bend over, it doesn't fall out. That also works with other digital instant read thermometers. Here I have a phone pocket because my phone is always behind my apron in my pants pocket, and I don't like having to try and reach around with a greasy hand or something like that. So instead, I just put it right there. Also, these 2 pockets at the bottom, I put glove liners in one side, I put a bunch of gloves in the other side. You can use it for whatever you want. But they're handmade from full grain leather. They're made by the Amish actually in the Midwest, and so if you order one of these, I'll send some smoke signals and hopefully it'll make it all the way there. No, I'm going to contact somebody by email, and they're going to coordinate with the Amish who are actually hand making and hand sewing all of these aprons. And the 3 colors that we're going to have, we have a very dark brown. This one looks great, looks better than black. It's almost black, but it's just a really nice quality full grain leather. Then we have one of my very favorites of all the leathers that I saw was this. It's chocolate color, and I'll show you guys one of those aprons later. And finally, we have this color right here, cognac, kind of a traditional color for leather. And if you're wondering what a big announcement was that was coming up, it's that. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, we're going to be launching our website very soon, and we'll actually do a real announcement. We actually shot a professional video to launch the product, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. But all that aside, I'm trying to produce regular content, but it seems like everything's working against me. In Southern California, we've had wildfires and power outages, and the internet doesn't work, and all that combined with our camera broke, and so we have to send that off and get that fixed, and so we're using a backup camera right now. But regardless, today we're going to cook a turkey. Now, you've all had bad Thanksgiving turkey, and my goal is to remedy the bad Thanksgiving turkey that I've eaten plenty of times with something that's delicious and smoky and full of flavor and moisture. So, first step, go buy yourself a turkey. Now, I get most of my meat from a meat supplier, and most of you out there, it's not going to be feasible to have a meat supplier to get you the turkeys. So I thought about doing like a really fancy heritage breed turkey or something like that, but I thought the most helpful thing would be to cook a turkey like 99% of you are going to be able to get at your local grocery store. So we've got just a butterball turkey right here. Nothing fancy, standard turkey, but you can make it great by how you treat it. And so we've got just a few ingredients that you need to do this. You need some butter. I prefer Kerrygold butter just because I think it has the best flavor. If you take a stick of Kerrygold butter, put it next to a stick of regular commodity butter, the Kerrygold butter even looks different because of the grass-fed cattle. Then we have kosher salt, we have coarse ground black pepper, and then I really like this. Some of you may not care for it as much as I do, but I love it. This is some Creole seasoning. I think it's called Tony Chachere's, but it gives kind of a spicy kick, and we'll show you how to use all of those. And then the final thing we're going to need is an ejector. This is an ejector from Butcher Barbecue, I believe. I love this thing. It also makes me feel kind of like James Bond. But anyway, if you have those things, that's all you need. Well, apart from a smoker. But if you got that and a smoker, you're going to be able to make delicious and juicy turkey. Step 1, dealing with poultry, so I like to wear gloves, and I don't want to cut myself, and maybe it's just me in my head, but I think that wearing the glove liners will give me an extra layer of protection against cutting myself. So I'm going to put these on and get this thing opened up. Now, a lot of people ask me about why the black gloves. Can they use the blue nitrile gloves instead? Yes. I don't know why, but it's just a barbecue thing that you wear the black gloves. Can't explain it. Don't have any logical reason for it. But I like them, and I think they look cool, so I wear them. But any gloves will do. So, let's open it up. Right now, as for the turkey itself, they almost always come frozen. And the best way to thaw it is get your turkey like 6 days in advance or 4 days in advance or something like that, and then you put it in the fridge and it will thaw gradually over several days in the fridge. Now the bigger the turkey, the longer it needs to thaw, so make sure you give yourself enough time to have a non-frozen turkey on the day you intend to cook it. But if we flip this guy up here, we see there's a little baggie of stuff in here, and these are turkey parts. I think there's a liver in here, maybe a gizzard and a heart or something. You can use that, and it's actually really cool the kind of stuff you can make with it. But for our purposes today, we're not going to mess with it. And I'm going to remove this extra skin that was kind of covering that flap, because we don't need it. On the other end of the turkey, we've got a neck that we're going to remove. So let's pull out this turkey neck. You know why they stick the turkey neck into the cavity of the turkey? I'm not 100% sure. You could probably use this and, like, I don't know, roast it for a long time and use it to make your gravy or something, but I'm not going to bother with that today. I'm just going to try and remove this guy. Oh, it's still a little icy in there. Boom. Turkey neck. What? I think they made a little bit of a mistake and they gave me 2 turkey necks in this turkey. I don't think this was a double-headed turkey. If it was, this is a 1 in a million bird, and I don't mind having it. But I think they just screwed up. But bonus turkey neck. Right, now we've got a cleaned out cavity, and we've taken all the innards out of here from that little pouch, and we are ready to get this bird set to go on the smoker. Now, I like to inject butter into the breasts. And the reason I'm doing that is for moisture. Now, first of all, almost all these turkeys come pre-brined. And so if you put it in another salt brine, I don't think it will necessarily over-salt it, but because it's already been brined, because it's, you know, soaked in sodium phosphate and spices or whatever they say they put in it, there's no need to brine it again to retain moisture. The other thing is, what you perceive as moisture when you take a bite out of a piece of meat is usually actually rendered fat. Now, you might say, but it's about the water. Okay, just thought experiment with me here. How many of you have eaten, you know, like a pot roast, right? And the meat is sitting in tons of water. But you take it, you put it in your mouth, you chew it, and it tastes dry and stringy. But it's soaked in water. What you perceive as moisture is really usually fat. So I'm using the butter. Now, other things you could do, you could use a marinade, but remember, marinades don't actually penetrate into the meat. You could inject a marinade, and that might be a really good idea. But if you just stick it in a tub of marinade, you're only really getting surface level flavoring. So I just like the flavor of the smoke and the turkey, and I want the moisture from the butter. And again, I love to use the Kerrygold butter, it's so good. So I'm going to take that and we're going to inject it into the breasts. Now the dark meat usually has more fat, so it doesn't need as much help to remain moist. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do with the butter, and then we're going to inject this guy up, then put a little bit of salt and pepper on the top of it, put it on the smoker. Here I have melted butter. You can take, I used what, 2 sticks, and just toss it in the microwave for 10-15 seconds at a time until it's all melted. And then I'm going to take some of this. I don't want to overdo it with this because then it can become too salty, but I just love the flavor of the seasoning. So what I'm going to do is dump some of this in here. I'm not going to go crazy, something like that. Don't breathe it in, that's a bad idea. Ooh, spicy. Spicy in the nostrils. Woo! Alright, now this to me looks about right. I'll probably put in 2 tablespoons and 2 sticks of butter. And this is going to be really tasty. It's going to be a delicious liquid for the turkey on the inside. Then, I'm gonna take a little bowl and I'm gonna mix together my salt and pepper. You can have it in a pre-mixed container. You could do just the salt first and then add the pepper. Entirely up to you, but this is what I like to do. So let's take some of this. That's about right. Then I'm gonna take the pepper, dump it in there, about an equal amount. And then we shake this up. And again, because this is already pre-brined, we don't want to go crazy with the salt. So we have a relatively tame amount of seasoning here. Now it's time to fill up the injector with the butter mixture here. I got this from the Barbecue HQ, and to be completely honest, I've never used it before. All right, I think I'm ready to go with my injection mixture here. Seasoning, butter, perfection. So let's pump this guy up. Time to get pumped up. Okay, here we go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There we go. 1, 2. Now it's time for round 2. Basically, I just keep going until it looks like it's not going to hold any more butter. So I think I'm almost there. Let's just try out a couple more spots. Yeah. Okay, this bird has been plumped up and injected to the gills. It's like the berry bonds of turkeys now. So what we're going to do, you can kind of clean off all the butter on top of the turkey. I kind of like it because I like the seasoning there. I like the fat on the exterior surface of the breast. Maybe it helps it protect it. Maybe it's just all going to come off in the grease bucket. I don't know, but I've never noticed anything bad happening by leaving it on. So at this point, I'm going to take this salt and pepper mixture. This is just for the surface. It's just kind of a surface treatment. We don't want to go crazy with the salt on the exterior, because what can happen is, because there's already salt in the bird, the salt doesn't penetrate in as far as it normally would, and so you could get a really salty exterior and not the same level of salt on the inside. It doesn't spread out and distribute as well. So we're just going to give it a moderate coating on the exterior of salt and pepper, and then it's time to put it on the smoker. Now, I thought about using my 500-gallon offset, but then I thought, well, that probably isn't what most people are cooking on. Thought about using my Old Country Brazos, which is, you know, a backyard size offset, but I'm letting a good friend borrow that right now, and so what we're going to be using is the Pitts & Spitz Maverick 1250. So Pitts & Spitz sent me that smoker, and I've been messing around with it, trying it out, using it to cook different things, and it's super good, and I want to see how it does with a turkey. My guess is it's going to be really, really good. And this is probably a lot more like what you guys are cooking on out there. So for demonstration purposes, we're going not with a 500-gallon offset, but with a backyard size pellet smoker. Now, I already have the smoker out there fired up, and that was a really tough process in terms of fire management. I hit the on button and I selected 275, and with the Pitts & Spitz pellet smoker, it stays within 5 degrees plus or minus. So it's the easiest thing in the entire world, and it's got a probe that you stick in whatever you're cooking anyway. So I'm going to take it out there. It's at 275 right now. We can adjust the temperature later based on what the skin looks like, because you want crispy skin. But 275 for now. I'm going to take that probe, stick it in there, and it's going to monitor both the temperature of the smoker itself and the turkey. So let's get it on. Now for this cook, I'm using Lumberjack oak pellets. Now, I like oak. I just love the flavor of oak, and I don't think it's going to overpower the flavor of the turkey here. I think it's going to be a really good complement. And one thing I need to say is that all pellets are not created equal. There are some pellets that are better than others. Okay, so I've heard the rumor that Traeger pellets aren't actually what they claim to be. So I've heard that they use different kinds of wood and then just add oils to make them flavored like hickory or like oak or like cherry or pecan or whatever it is. I don't know that that's true, but I do know that their patent is for exactly that technology. So we'll throw that in here. You guys can check it out if you want. But I just know that I love the Lumberjack pellets. They're super, super good, really high quality, and the different woods actually taste different. I've tried pellets from other manufacturers, and it doesn't matter if you get cherry or oak or whatever, it somehow always seems to taste the same. But go with Lumberjack pellets, is at least that's my preference. I'm sure there are other good pellet companies out there, but those are top notch. And if you don't believe me about the Traeger pellets, check it out. That's what the patent is for. Maybe they don't do that. It's entirely possible. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but I do know that their patent is for that. So think about it the next time you go out and buy pellets. But we're using oak today, and it's going to flavor this bird really, really well. All right, guys, it's been a couple hours. You may notice I switched to the chocolate apron. I don't know, I like them all. But it's been about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and so the bird's starting to look really good, and you can kind of tell that the skin is crisping up, which is exactly what we're looking for. But we're looking for a final internal temperature of 165 in the breast and about 170 to 175 in the thighs. So let's take a look and see what we got. Check the temperature. It's about 150 degrees in the breast, so we need about 15 more degrees. But if you've ever been to a football game where they sell smoked turkey legs, that's what I'm reminded of right now. It smells really good. I can't wait to tear one of those off and go to town eating those. Probably, if I'm guessing, 30 minutes or so, and I think we're going to be done. I think the breast will reach 165. The thighs are a little further along than that, but they can take a little bit higher temperatures just because there's more fat there. So for the next 30 minutes, we can just hang out and just check it at that point, I think, and I think we'll be really close to done. I know my hair's messed up, but it's windy, and I'm the mad scientist, okay? What are you gonna do? All right, so we hit 165 in the breast and 176 in the thigh, so it's time to take this guy off. So, to keep juices from running everywhere, I'm gonna take it, put it in this aluminum foil tray, and we're gonna let it rest and hang out until it cools down a little bit, and then we're gonna slice it up and see what it tastes like. And I'll show you one cool trick to make your turkey extra succulent and extra juicy when we slice it. Ooh, looks juicy already. Smells incredible. Ah, smells so good. Man. All right, I'm gonna take this guy inside before anybody else, any of my neighbors see it. Don't want them to get their hands on it, their greedy little paws. So, cycle this guy off, go inside, eat turkey. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes since this turkey's been resting, and the total cook time on that was just a shade over 3 hours, about 3 hours and 10 minutes. I didn't want to push it too hard, but I didn't want to wait around forever for it to cook. Luckily, it's not like a brisket, and it didn't take 16 hours to do. So, it's time to slice off a couple pieces here and see what we got. A couple things that I really like. Number one is the skin was very crispy. It cuts right through. It's not pulling everywhere. It's not going to be chewy or anything like that. And so that's goal number one. Check. Goal number two is we want the turkey breast to be moist. And for turkey breast, this looks pretty moist. You saw some of like that butter solution, some of the butter mixed with the Creole seasoning kind of running through the breast as I was cutting it. Really happy about that. Now all that's left is taste it. Okay, I got some of the top here, so it's got salt, pepper on it, and there's a little bit of the butter that we injected in it running through it, so let's see. Just getting this bite through. Yeah, and it's still some of the moisture from the butter, so that's good. The skin pops when you bite into it, which is really nice extra bit. To take it to the next level, there's a trick you can do. And they actually do this at Franklin Barbecue, so if you think it's a stupid idea, well then I guess they have a stupid idea too. But you can take the turkey breast, because it's by nature such a lean piece of meat, you got to do everything you can to make it moist. And so what you can do is, after you slice the pieces of turkey, I have this tray of melted butter, and you just dunk it in the butter. And you can actually add some Creole seasoning or whatever you want to this. You could add some fresh herbs, whatever you want on each slice of turkey. You just dunk it in the butter. Yeah, that's the next level good. The salty, warm butter makes each bite moist. Still with the bite-through skin. Still really nice. For our cook today, the breast was a huge success. Now, I gotta try a turkey leg. As you notice, I just tore the leg right off the turkey. I'm sure there's a more elegant way to do that, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in eating some of this turkey leg. It's my favorite part of the turkey. And so here I got nice pepper on the outside, crispy skin. And so there's no need for butter for this, because the dark meat already has enough fat that it keeps everything moist on its own. So no need to inject it with butter, no need to dip it in butter, just a need to eat some of it. So here we go. Oh, that's good. Skin bites right through. Ah, really good. You can taste the smoke in this. It's not as strong as you would get with an offset smoker, but that's just the function of pellet smokers. You're never going to be able to get an equal amount of smoke, but the smoke that's on here is really tasty. Good stuff. Take this for dinner, man. As my pappy used to say, you can't beat that with a stick. Alright, and that is how you smoke a turkey. You know the secret with the butter, you know the process with the smoker, you know the process with the injection and all that stuff, and you can produce delicious smoked turkey in your backyard at home and wow all of your friends at Thanksgiving. You don't have to settle for dry, gross turkey that you've eaten a million times. You can get the real good stuff with an extra smoky kick. This is the way you need to do it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below. You can subscribe, turn on the notifications so you're alerted every time I put out a new video. And also you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MadScientistBarbecue. Until next time, keep experimenting. I'm gonna go enjoy this turkey leg and watch a movie with my wife. Happy Thanksgiving.
Talk, let me see if I can hear you.
Talking, and still talking, and after that I'll be talking.